Okay, let's see how shaders works. There are lots of interesting shaders here, but this apply button won't work for you. I will tell you why. If you search for element 3D and apply it on any solid layer, then open the scene setup and we import any example object here from presets window, then materials, ePro folder, and any of this folder. We can apply any of these shaders here. Oops, it's not what we expected, so let's get back. We can apply any of these shaders on our layers. You can see the result. From the environment part, we can add any other environment and change the light of environment. We can select any light that we like. Then if we hit OK button, we can see the result. So let's add a new camera here. By hitting C button, we can zoom in our camera. If we hit C again, we can rotate the camera. Let's check out the text. Let's add a text layer here. Okay. And we turn off the layer. We open the solid layer and element 3D preset, custom text and mask, and we select our text layer here. And we open scene setup again. From extrude button, we can see the text here. We delete this layer. And we can apply our shaders on the text. There are lots of shaders that you can apply them. We can also drag and drop in on itself. And if we hit OK, we can see the live change here. We can hit C to change the camera, and everything is live. Okay, let's start. Let's see how animation presets are working in Element Pro. As you know, motion presets can be applied on text, logo, or 3D objects. We start by creating a text layer. Then we select the text layer. And we choose loop and then apply, and we hit OK on auto trace window. As you see, there are some space between the text and its shadow. In order to remove that, we click on Scene Setup from the effects control, and we change the perspective to be left, and we move it to be near the horizontal line. And yeah, the space is removed. By hitting C key on your keyboard, you can change the perspective. If you hit C again, you can move the text. And if you hit again, you can zoom in or out. Let's get back to scene setup. Let's change it to perspective. If we don't need the shadow, we can remove this layer. And yeah, that's it. Okay, let's apply motion preset on this logo. We can use Illustrator file, PNG or PSD or any other format. We start by selecting a bounce. Let's hit apply and hit OK on auto trace window. As you see, the animation is applied on logo. Let's open element 3D scene setup. And we change the perspective to be on left, and we remove the space between horizontal line and the logo. If we open this folder and we select Bevel 1, and here if we hit on diffuse, we can load the texture, and then we select the logo. There is a PNG that we can select it. As you see, the PNG is applied, but it's not fixed. Let's change some properties. Okay, it looks good now. And I think the light is not good, so we can add some light. And in document folder, video copilot environment, and then we click on default. And okay, that's good now. And hit OK. As you see, the animation is applied and logo is fixed. If we hit C button on keyboard, we can change the direction, and we can hit C again to move the logo, and if we hit again, we can zoom in or zoom out the logo. So let's see how we can import a 3D model and apply one of these animations on it. For example, we want to select this motion preset. We create a text layer because we want a 3D model to be applied here. And hit apply and then OK. Then let's open the scene setup of Element 3D. We select the group folder 1. And then we hit import button, and we should import an OBJ file. Let's import this file. But we are not able to see the objects yet. So let's select matter and hit on normal size. We can see it now. And we choose left and we move it to be up to horizontal line. And yeah, object is imported in After Effects. Okay, cool. Also, by hitting C on keyboard, we can choose the direction. Oops. As you see, the shape is moved through its shadow. So let's fix it. Open the Element 3D layer. We choose Plane Model. And then we turn it off. And the shadow is gone. Okay, cool. And we can hit C again to change its place or zoom in or zoom out. I feel that the light is not good enough, so let's select the light. We select group folder and we choose perspective, then environment. And we move back to documents folder, video copilot, material, and environment. And I choose default for now. You can choose any other light you like. Okay, as we see, the light is pretty better now. Also, you can create a light. I choose ambient light. And yeah, it feels good now. Layer particles can be applied on text layers. For example, we select this and hit apply, and you can see the result which is applied on our text layer, which is shown particles. From each 3D layer and then scene setup, we can replace these objects. So let's add this clock and remove this object. We can rotate the object. And we do the same for the next folder. Let's import the clock and remove this controller. And for the next group, we can add anything that we like. For example, we can add this bottle. And we remove this controller. And let's see the result. As you see, objects are updated and we see bottle and clocks, which is show our text layer finally. Intros can be applied on text, object, or logo. Let's start by creating a text layer. Then we select the text layer and we select any of these presets and then apply and OK button. Let's see the result with a faster render. Okay, great. We can type any text and can be applied here. If you open scene setup of each 3D layer, and from this part, from bevels and ePro, we can apply any of these effects on our text, but we should make sure that the surface of text is fixed to the mirror. Okay, great. And we can see the result here. Intros can be applied on text or logo or icon. For example, we imported an Illustrator file here and we select this effect and then hit apply. And let's see a fast render here. If we select the E3D layer and then open the scene setup, in scene setup, we click on the first layer and check whether if it's correct. Yeah, it is. Uh, let's import our logo here. Okay, we have selected the PNG file here, and let's change the saturation and brightness, and let's change it to get a better color. As you see, it's not fixed yet, but we should change this option to get fixed. Okay, I think it's good now. Okay, let's hit on OK button, and you can see the result here. Yeah, it works as you see. Bevel textures can be applied on text, logo, or icon. Let's start by creating a text layer. Then we select the text layer and we select any of these effects and hitting apply button, then OK. And yeah, you can see the results here. As you see, we have an animation applied on our bevel. And let's see the render. By hitting C button on your keyboard, we can rotate the camera. If you hit C again, we can move it. And if you hit again, we can zoom in or zoom out. So our camera works with C on our keyboard. Let's open the scene setup. So here we can change the environment to any other environment. So the surface and the color of the text can be updated. Yeah, you can see the result here. Also, let's open the scene setup again. If we turn on the plane model, we can see a beautiful surface that is reflected here. By hitting C button, you can move it, or we can change the direction of camera, or any other work you like. Bevel textures can be applied on icon, PNG, or logo files. We already have imported an icon here. For example, we want to apply this animation on our logo. We hit apply and then OK. And you can see the result here. We can hit C to rotate the camera. As you see, let's see the render. Okay. As you see, the texture is applied on our icon. Let's open the scene setup of Element 3D. We want to change the color and the surface. We can select another environment. Let's select the default. And as you see, it gets updated and we have a better light here. If we turn on the plane model, we will see a mirror layer here, which is reflected our shape. And if we select this and move our layer upper, yeah, and yeah, you can see the result here. We can change the direction of camera and we can see the result. Bevel particles can be applied on text, objects, or logos. Let's start by creating a text layer and then select it. We can select any of these effects and hit apply button. And we can see a fast render here. Yeah, here is the result. If we hit C button on our keyboard, we can move the text layer or we can zoom in. If we hit C again, we can rotate the camera. If you select the E3D layer, you can open the scene setup. In scene setup, we have two presets, two folders, which is converts from one to another. So from presets window, we select bevels, and then ePro, we select this pink particle, and we open the folder and then apply it. Okay. And for the second particle, let's apply. Okay, this is great. And if we hit OK, we can see the result here. Let's change the camera a bit to see more details. Uh, I think, okay, it's good now. As you see, these pink particles are in our scene and converts to the other particle. Let's see a faster render. Yeah, here is the final result. So let's apply Bevel Particle on our logo. We can select any of these effects. We should select our layer first, then hit Apply, and OK then. Let's see the result with a faster render for now. This is the final result for now. By hitting C button on our keyboard, we can zoom in the logo, or we can change the direction, or we can move the layer. Yeah, you can see the final result here. If we select the E3D layer and then scene setup, there are two folders here which our shape converts to other shape through the particles. So for the intro shape, we can select bevels, ePro, and we can apply any of these effects for the first particle, and for the second particle, for this part, we can create a new material, and we can apply this material on our shape because we want to import our logo. So from the textures, we can select load texture and then select the PNG of our logo and import it. But it is not fixed yet. We can change offset to be fixed. Okay, I think one is good for now. Okay, and you can see the final result for now. As I said, you can hit C button and move the layer or change the camera direction. And here is the final result. So let's apply Bevel Particle on a 3D object. Let's start by creating a text layer. It doesn't matter what you type, just create a text layer and hit Apply button. And you can see the result, which is applied on the T character. From element 3D layer and the scene setup, you can see that we have two groups. The second groups will be converted to first group. We select the first group and we import our OBJ file. Make sure that the format is OBJ and hit OK to import it. If you didn't see your object, make sure that normalized size is selected, and we remove this layer for now. So from this T character, it changes to our model. You can type anything there. And if we hit OK, you can see the result here. Let's see a faster render. Yeah, it is the result. By hitting C button on your keyboard, you can zoom in or change the direction of camera or move the object. Yeah, here is the result, as you see. Okay, let's see how Bevel works. Bevel can be applied on text or logo. Let's start by creating a text layer. And we can select any of these effects. Let's hit apply button and then hit OK. As you see, the effect is applied. By hitting the C button, the camera will be activated and we can change the direction to be 3D. If we hit C again, we can move it, or if we hit again, we can zoom in or zoom out the text. Let's check scene setup of element 3D. As you see in scene setup, we can remove any of these effects and create totally a new effect. Also, we can check other shaders. On if you open the ePro folder, there are some shaders that you can use them. As you see, we can apply any of them, and yeah, here is the result. Another part for the bevels is to open the bevels folder in presets folder and then ePro, and we can apply any other effects on our model. As you see, you can see the results live. Yeah, it's that simple. Bevels can be applied on text, PNG logo, or Illustrator file, or any other format. For example, we hit apply here, and then you can see the result here. You can select camera options from here in order to rotate the model, or you can hit C to rotate it. If you hit C again on your keyboard, you can zoom in. Let's select E3D and then scene setup. In scene setup, from environment, we can select any environment. You can access them from documents, video copilot folder, and then materials, environment. Let's select one of them. If we change it, as you see, the color and surface of the shape is updated. We can turn off some of these options from here, or we can go in presets and then ePro and select any shader that you like. Just drag and drop it here and you can see the result. We can select any of these, or we can open the bevels folder and then ePro folder. We can apply another bevel on the shape. As you see, we can change them and see the result live.